Okay, our objective today is to write linear functions from word problems. We are in our purple packet on page 18, so track people, make sure you're there, please. I am going to skip around. I think if I do one of each type with you guys and girls, you should be fine. So let's start with number 1. This is a boring problem, but it's good to go through. So there are 2 types of word problems today. Some of them are given 2 points. Some of them are given a point and a slope, as you saw from your quiz. So on this one, it says 4 years after an oak tree is planted, its height is 9 feet. 8 years after an oak tree is planted, its height is 12 feet. Write a linear function to model this scenario. So my first question for you, think back to chapter 4, what is x and what is y in this problem? And really, this is like the really easy part. Anastasia? Awesome. X is year, so I want you all to make sure you're writing that down. Luke, be with me. X is year, y is height. You could also say that y is feet. Does not matter to myself or Miss Wingrove. Okay, so now look back at this problem. That's correct. You're given 2 points in this. It tells you right above it. What are the 2 points? This is from chapter 4 and from your quiz. Brianna? Awesome. 4, 9, and 8, 12. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You know what x is, you know what y is. It tells you above it. Okay, you're given 2 points. So if I told you, or like on your test, it said, put this into slope-intercept form. What's the very first thing you need to do to get 2 points into slope-intercept form? Well, say that again. Awesome. Slope formula. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So step 1, we have m equals 12 minus 9 over 8 minus 4. Andy, what is the slope? Good. Slope is 3/4. Once you have the slope, now what? What do we do next to get to slope-intercept form? Anastasia? Awesome. Use point-slope form. So we have, I'm going to use the first point. I know Ms. Wingrove typically used the first one with you, so I'm going to do the same thing so we're consistent. Y minus 9 equals 3/4 x minus 4. So put it in point-slope form. And then from there, distribute, combine like terms, get to slope-intercept. So we have y minus 9 equals 3/4 x. Eric, what's 3/4 times -4? Good job, minus 3. And Luke B, how do we get 9 to the other side? Okay, so what is slope-intercept form going to be? Good job. So there's our slope-intercept form. That's it. So thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs down. Is that easy? Okay. One question for you. Don't write this down. I just want you to answer. If I said to you, how tall is the tree after 10 years? If I said to you, how tall is the tree after 10 years? Where does 10 go? Where would you plug that in? Andy? Good. You'd plug that in for the x, and you would solve for y, which is your height in feet. If I said to you, the tree is 22 feet tall at what year? The tree is 22 feet tall. What year? Luke B, where does the 22 go? Awesome. Okay, so that's type 1 word problem. Any questions on that one? Okay, I want you guys to try number 2, just like this, and then I'll show you the other type. So try number 2, the same exact process. The first thing I want you to do is identify x and y, figure out what the 2 points are, find slope, put it in point-slope form, and then put it in slope-intercept form. And these ones are a little bit different from your quiz, but similar in a way. In case you're confused, X is jeans, Y should be money. X is jeans, Y is money. All right, who can tell us slope-intercept form? Luke B. Okay. Go for it. Yep. Okay, yep. So we're kind of taking away what we did in chapter 4. You're correct. In chapter 4, when we were identifying things, if you're selling something, it's negative. In these kind of problems, Luke, you use the information they give you. So if it should be negative, they will have it as a negative in the problem. You don't need to look into it as much as we did in chapter 4. Good question. Someone in algebra asked me, in 9th grade asked me that as well today. Eric? Okay, go for it, Eric. Awesome. Y equals 60x minus 200 is your equation in slope-intercept form. Easy? Give me a head nod. Okay. All right, I want you to add a letter A on the side of your paper or wherever you have room. And don't write the question, just we're going to answer it together there. If that is our slope-intercept form, letter A says or asks us how much money will be made if 100 pairs of jeans are sold. You can see this one, grab it if you want. So where does that go? How do we find this? How much money is American Eagle going to make if 100 pairs of jeans are sold? Sorry. I know you guys are so excited about talking about American Eagle jeans, right? Luke B. Yes, you will. How did you know that? Awesome. Good. X is jeans. We're trying to find total cost. So go ahead and solve that using order of operations. How much money did American Eagle make by selling 100 pairs of jeans? Andy. Say that again. No. I would think you stole a lot of money from them if you're telling them they only made $400, right? Someone did this in 9th grade today. Well, how much money did they make? Yeah. So Andy, be careful. And you could try to do that, right? Oh, they only made $400, but technically they made $5,800 if you're their accountant or keeping track of their profit there. Questions on that? Okay, part B. So put a little B wherever you have room by number 2. How many pairs of jeans were sold if $1,300 was made? So where does that go? Does that go in for X or in for Y? Luke C? Good. It goes in for Y. You need to find number of jeans. So we have 1,300 equals 60X minus 200. Go ahead and take a minute and solve and tell me how many jeans they sold to make that much money. Okay, Gigi, hold it up. Okay, off a little bit. Luke, yeah, 25. So X is 25 pairs of jeans. When you add 200 to both sides, you have 1,500 equals 60X. So 1,500 divided by 60 is 25. All right, we good? Okay, let me go to the harder type that was on your quiz that technically you've done already. So number 7, jump ahead to number 7, and then I'm going to give you some problems to try on your own. Hey, Kevin. It is not. Okay, number 7, there's one mistake I need you to fix. The second sentence, instead of in 1997, it should say in 1970. So change that, please. Instead of in 1997, it should say in 1970. I have it in big, bold, red numbers up there. What'd you say? Oh, jeez. All right, ready? So difference. I'm going to emphasize a couple of things, so listen carefully. From 1970 to 2000, the number of Sunday newspapers in circulation increased at a constant rate of 11.8 newspapers per year. In 1970, there were 903 Sunday newspapers in circulation. Write a linear function to model this scenario. So first question is, what is X and what is Y? Anna. Awesome. X is year, Y is newspaper. No, because X always deals with time. Think back to chapter 4. That is similar. Okay, so the 9th graders in 2 of the classes got this, so you guys should be able to. Can anyone pull out from the problem, what are you given? There was a problem just like this on your quiz. Anastasia. Why is that 0? Awesome. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna start here then. Good job, Anastasia. That's the harder part to figure out. There's an interval of 30 years here. Your starting point or your initial year is 1970. When you see an interval of years given, Kevin, you listening? Cross off the beginning one, it's really year 0. What would 2000 be if 1970 is year 0, Kevin? To 30. So year 2000 is really year 30. Year 2 is really what year? Luke B. Yep, 1972. So if you see an interval of years, do not use the years in your ordered pair. Like Anastasia said, you need to change that to 0. That's the starting point. That's the initial year. What else can you call this? Brianna? Nope, that's not the slope. Oh, gotcha. Thank you. So you're right, Brianna. I know what you're going to say. This, as Will yelled out here, is the y-intercept. It's your starting point. Okay, Brianna, say what you're going to say. Okay, how do you know that? Awesome. Very good. If you hear the word or see the word constant rate of, that is your slope. This one, it increased at a constant rate of. That's your m, that's your slope. All right, does that make sense, what you're given? Now, does the quiz problem seem really easy now? Probably. All right. We need to write this in slope-intercept form. What do we start with this time? A little different, Eric. Awesome. So mentally, you should be able to do this in your head. Put that into slope-intercept form in your head. And what is slope-intercept form? I should have more than this side of the room's hands up. I know if Gigi could talk, she'd have her hand up, right? Andy, what do you think? Awesome. Y equals 11.8x plus 903. If you change 11.8 to a fraction, you can definitely do that. And there's actually an easier way to do this. Eric, do you know what the easier way is? Or go ahead, what were you going to say? Yeah, because it's a 0 there, that's fine. And you actually don't even have to keep the parenthesis there, since that is just a 0. Luke B. Yeah, exactly. This is B, and this is M, so all you really need to do is go from y equals mx plus b form, plug that in for M, plug that in for B. That's all you have to do. Now, you can go through all this, but you don't have to. Your call. Eric? You don't need to. You use point slope form. So let's say you were given like 30, comma, let's just say 1,000. You would use this, Eric, and do minus 1,000 minus 30, and that will give you B. Don't forget, going from point slope form to slope intercept, that'll give you B. I was just trying to give you a shortcut because if I was doing this on my own, I would not go through all this. I would go right to this step. Okay? Good question. All right, I'm going to try one of those on your own, which is number 8. Okay, so number 8, Kevin, relax. Last one we're going to do together, or do in class. Okay, number 8, I want you to do this whole thing on your own. Identify X, identify Y, determine, decide what they gave you, and then I need an equation in slope-intercept form. Take your time. Careful. Look at what year that is. 2001. Be careful with the ordered pair. They're not always going to be 0, something. Hey, good job. Nope. 2001. What year is 2001? 11, not 0. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the 0 goes with 1990. So it needs to be 11, comma. Yes. Does that make sense? So you did something wrong. You combined wrong. This is wrong. So look at your point slope form. Looks good so far. Got it. Yep. Well, you did it in your head. That's fine. You did it in your head. That's fine. Fine. Close. You just solved wrong. Everything's right, which is the hard part. Distribute this, Gigi. Actually, add this to both sides again. That's what you did wrong. All right, Anastasia, what's X and what's Y? Good. Let's see. Will, what are we given in this problem? $175, right? Is that what you said? Okay. Okay, thank you, Will. Can someone besides Will explain where did this 11 come from? Lucy? Good. So from year 0 to 11, that's our interval for this one. Remember, your starting point or initial year is 1990. The last year is year 11. So they're not always going to be year 0. Okay, keep that in mind. After you put that in point slope form and find slope intercept, Jared, what did you end up getting? Good job. Some of you had some little calculation errors with solving an equation, but besides that, everything was pretty good. Any questions on how to get that? Positive? All right. Homework, classwork, you have about 7 minutes. I want you to start working on numbers 3 through 5 and 9 and 10. No, in that packet, sorry. I did this last class, 2 classes ago. In the same packet we were just in that purple packet, pages 18, 19, and 20, the ones that we did not do, so 3 through 5 and then 9 and 10, there are some questions on some of them that goes along with the problem, so please solve those as well. Yeah, that's enough. Actually, I need you to do number 6 too. Sorry. Well, because we had to do it in class. You guys are ready to do them on your own. So 3 to 6 and then 9 and 10. Sorry, it's not hard. All right, I'll walk around. A smart thing to do is if you feel like you're having trouble with these for some reason, if you want to go through them and write down for each problem what you're given, whether it's 2 points or a point and a slope, go for it. Okay, we'll go over these tomorrow, and then I might give you 1 or 2 in class to try, and I'll collect and grade them, and then we're going to move on and start linear regression. Okay, because really you should have already been good with these. Track students, make sure you come in tomorrow to finish your test, please. Anastasia, I'll be right there.